Hey guys, here's another 30-minute class, and today's class is a power flow, and you'll see right here that I have weights. Now the weights for class today are completely optional. I'm going to use them in case you want to use them, but you don't have to use them if you don't want to. You'll still get a pretty good sweat, and we'll still get moving a whole lot with or without the weights. But if you do choose to use weights, I would choose something less than 10 pounds. If you've ever done a power flow with weights before at a studio or at home or whatever, you know if you use something greater than 10 pounds, honestly greater than 8 pounds, about halfway through class, your arms feel so dead and you're just like, this is miserable, I don't want to do this anymore. So I would pick anything honestly less than 8 pounds. So 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 3 pounds, 6 pounds, 8 pounds, whatever you have at home, use that. Now if you don't have weights at home, don't fret, and you still... Hey guys, here's another 30-minute class, and today's class is a power flow. And you'll see right here that I have weights. Now weights for today's class are completely optional. You can use them if you want, but if you don't want to use it, don't use them. Don't sweat it. Like I said, they're totally optional. If you do choose to use weights though, I would choose something less than 10 pounds. Why? If you've ever done a power flow with weights class before, which I have, and they're hard, but if you've ever done one before, you know that if you use anything greater than 8 pounds, Hey guys, here is another 30-minute class, and today's class is a power flow. And you'll see right here that I have weights. Now using weights is completely optional for today's class. You don't have to use them if you want to. If you don't want to, you can use them if you want to. I'm going to use them in case you want to use them, but don't feel like you have to, okay? Like I said, it's optional. It's a choice you can make if you want to, and you want to build in a little extra arm strength. You'll still get a good sweat in, hopefully, and we'll still get a lot of movement in with or without the weights. If you are choosing to use weights, please use a set of weights that's less than 10 pounds. If you've ever done a power flow at either home or with a studio and a power flow with weights specifically, you'll know that about halfway through class, if you have something greater than 10 pounds, well actually anything greater than 8 pounds, your arms kind of feel like jelly and they're really tired and you're like, I don't want to use weights period anymore. So I would recommend using 10 or less, or even 8 or less if you can. So use 2s, 5s, 8s, 6s, whatever you have at home, as long as they're less than 10, preferably 8 pounds. If you want to add some weight, extra weight into your flow today, and you don't have any weights at home, be creative. Grab 2 cans. I filmed the shoulder class the other day in my handstand boot camp with a single can, to add a little bit of weight to it, to just add like a pound or 2, and it really made a difference in the movement I was doing. Or you can grab like a gallon if you have like 2 gallons of milk, or so 2 separate gallons of milk, or 2 things of OJ that are empty. Just grab those, fill them up, use those as weight. You can get creative and just figure out what you can use at home for a weight. So yeah, this is part of my handstand boot camp thing, but also it is a very good class to take regardless if you're interested in starting any sort of inversion or a handstand, because it's going to help you build a tremendous amount of strength. So with all of that being said, I know this was kind of a long intro. Let's go ahead and come into a seated position on our mat, clicking pause here if you need to go grab weights or go grab cans or whatever you decided to use for weights if you elected and decided to use those today. And then when you're ready, just fall into stillness, closing your eyes. Palms facing down on your kneecaps, or palms face up towards the sky. Palms face down for grounding energy, palms up towards the sky for receiving energy here. Bring your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears. Hugging your belly button up and in to engage your core. And just begin to mindfully lengthen your inhales and exhalations here. Beginning to let your day go, your to-do list go, and forget about anything that may or may not happen later on today or this week. Just bring your attention here to your body, to your breath, and onto your mat. Not starting class today with any sort of real dedicated pranayama, but let the pranayama just be you focusing on your breath. And mindfully inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, lift your hands all the way towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Taking time here to set an intention for your class today. Think of a mantra, one more to help you move and flow, or maybe think about whatever brought you here onto your mat today. Just keep that in mind throughout class. And then inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull them down to your heart space, still in your attention, your mantra. And keeping your eyes closed, or maybe you open them, rock forward up into a nice neutral tabletop position. And let's take all 5 of our left fingers out towards the left long edge of our mat, and all 5 of our right fingers out and over towards long edge of our mat. And just begin to rock side to side here. Switching out your wrists. And then go take a breath in as you exhale, settle back into neutral. And inhale, reach your right hand all the way towards the sky. And as you exhale, bend into your left elbow. Take thread the needle. And you're like, this is supposed to be a power flow class. Why are we taking time right here for thread the needle, right? Or maybe you're like, oh, this just feels good. And you can stay down on the mat. Your left hand, or you can flip your left palm up and around for your right hip. Taking time to stretch here before we get started moving. So that way we don't hurt anything. Once we start moving and flowing. Take a breath in as you exhale, plant your left hand down, and inhale, reach your right hand up towards the sky before you take it back down towards the earth. And then inhale, reach your left hand up, and as you exhale, bend into the right elbow, take the left arm long out on the mat, left ear comes to rest on the mat, and you can lift your right hand up towards the sky, or you can stay down on the mat. Your choice. And then go take a breath in as you exhale, slowly unwind, reaching both hands up, or your left hand up towards the sky, and then go ahead and bring it down to the mat. And then leave your knees glued directly underneath your hips and walk your hands down in front of you. Puppy pose here. Forehead resting down on the mat if you wish. Maybe your chin rests as well. Just breathing into your shoulders. And then take a breath in as you exhale, walk your hands back up to your tabletop position. And then walk your hands in palms with distance forward here. Tuck your toes, lift your knees up off the ground. Downward facing dog we meet. And then go ahead, bend one knee and then the other here. Maybe you sway your hips side to side. Maybe you shake your head yes and no. Your choice here. Before you settle into stillness, starfishing your hands down onto the mat. And then inhale all the way up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, tiptoe all the way up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, reverse one dive all the way up to standing, hands coming to touch. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. And then inhale, hands reach. As you exhale, fold forward. Hands come through midline as you fold and roll down to the mat. Take a breath in as you exhale, step your right leg long back behind you. Low runner's lunge here, keeping your right knee lifted, left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, pressing your right knee up towards the sky, and then finally hug your belly button up and in. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, step back, high plank. Knees stay higher, knees go down. Take a breath in as you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, back up, high plank, key up, double chaturanga. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, up, upward facing dog. As you exhale, push your hips up towards the sky, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And then inhale, right leg goes up towards the sky. Exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose, plant your right foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge here. Right hip pulling back, left hip pulling forward. Light on your fingertips, hugging that belly button up and in. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, step your left foot up to the top of your mat, forward fold, hands come together, touch, inhale, roll all the way up to standing, hands going high, opting for a baby back bend at the top to open up your chest. Before you exhale, fold. Take a breath in as you exhale, step your left leg long back behind you, low runner's lunge here, right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward, pressing your left knee up towards the sky. Take a breath in as you exhale, step back, high plank, double chaturanga. Meet me in your downward facing dog. And then go ahead and inhale, lift your left leg up. And as you exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose, plant your left foot down the mat, low runner's lunge here. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, pressing your right knee up towards that sky. Gaze forward, lengthen out your neck. Take a breath in as you exhale, step forward, forward fold at the top of your mat, hands come together, touch, inhale, roll, all the way up, standing, hands going high, option for a back bend at the top if you want it. As you exhale, hinge forward and down. Taking a breath in as you exhale, step your right leg back behind you. Take an inhale in, exhale, left foot follows double chaturanga. Meet me in downward facing dog. Taking time here to warm up our muscles with the bark and sun sow. Let's inhale, reach our right leg up. As you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose, plant your right foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge. Right hip pulling back, left hip pulling forward, plant left hand down, reach right hand up towards the sky, twisting here. Pressing your right foot down the mat, pressing your left toes down the mat, hugging that belly button of yours up and in. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, windmill your right hand down to the mat and reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky. One or both hands comes to that ankle to play with balance here. I'm going to take a breath in as you exhale, fold toward the top of your mat, forward fold, palms come together to touch. Inhale, roll all the way up. Option for a back bend. And as you exhale, in toward down, forward fold. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, step your left leg back behind you, inhaling in, exhale, right leg follows. Double chaturanga. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then inhale, left leg goes high as you exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose, plant your left foot down the mat, low runner's lunge. Plant right hand down, reach left hand up, twisting. Scissoring your thighs together, gazing up towards that top thumb here. Let's take a big breath in as you exhale, windmill left hand down and reach your right leg all the way up towards the sky. One or both hands comes to your ankle to play with balance. Then go ahead, take a big breath in as you exhale, fold everything forward to the top of your mat, forward fold, palms come together, touch and simply roll all the way up to standing, hands coming to rest. Good. Settle here. Take a moment for yourself. And then inhale, reach your hands high, and as you exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step or float back, your choice. Optional Vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. If you're working towards handstands, 10 out of 10, encourage you there to take the float back. I'm going to go ahead and inhale, reach your right leg all the way up towards the sky, taking a breath in as you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose. Inhale up towards the sky, exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then inhale, bring your right knee in towards your nose. Walk your left hand into midline and peel your right knee and right hand up towards the sky. Side plank here. With your left hand down, pressing your hips up towards the sky. Right leg can stay lifted or right leg can come down on the mat. Your choice here. And you can stay here. Your left knee can go down to the mat for support. Your feet can stack. Your feet can separate out on the mat. And maybe you begin to take some hip lifts here or hip drops, whatever you want to call them. Going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Let's plant that right hand down the mat. Reach your right leg up off the earth. 3-legged plank here. And you can stay here with your right leg lifted. You place it down the mat. And we're going to take a chaturanga, either with our right leg lifted or lowered. Your choice. Vinyasa through. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then go ahead and reach your right leg up towards the sky as you inhale and exhale. Right knee to the right elbow. Inhale up towards the sky. Exhale. Bring it to the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale. Right knee, left elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then inhale, pull your right knee towards your nose. As you exhale, plant your right foot down the mat here. Grab weights if you're using them. One in each hand. And then inhale, rise up, high lunge. Weights down by your sides here. Good. Just take a moment. Get used to the pose with this new added on thing, these weights. And then take a breath as you exhale, lower your left knee down towards the earth to hover. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Baby pulses here with this back knee. Pulsing as quickly or as slowly as you like, remembering to breathe for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up, high lunge, and then inhale, straight out your right leg, adjusting your stance as you need, and as you exhale, rebound. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. You got this. Lengthening and bending it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend into that knee. Bring your weights up so they're touching together at the center of your chest. Take a breath in as you exhale, open up, goddess pose. So pivot this left foot back behind you so both heels are now in the midline towards your mat. Toes are pointing out towards the corners. Good. And you have 2 options here in your goddess. You can stay here, hands at your heart. Actually, it's 3 options. Stay in stillness. You can begin to pulse up and down. Or if you have weights, you can take some rhomboid work here by taking breath in as you exhale. Bring them out, and then bring them in towards midline. Bring them out, bring them in towards midline. Bringing your scapulas together here if you're doing this rhomboid work. Squeezing them together, working your scapulas. And we're doing either pulses or stillness or the scapular work. You can even do the scapular work without weights by just bringing your elbows in and out together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those weight back into midline. Inhale all the way up onto your feet so that way your legs are straight, and as you exhale, pivot around to the back of your mat. High lunge there. Good. And hold here. If you have weights, let's bring them up towards the sky. Yeah, shoulder presses. Even if you don't have weights and you want to take some lat pull downs here, you are more than welcome to in our high lunge. And regardless if or you could also stay in a high lunge and just rest. Same thing with weights. You can rest with your weights above your head or at your heart space. So many different options here. But let's go ahead and start some movement if you want to move. So shoulder presses or lat pull downs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your hands up towards the sky as we exhale. We'll all pull our hands down to our hearts. We'll begin to shift weight forward and lift our right leg up off the mat. Warrior 3. Good. Hands can stay at our heart. Hands can come down to the mat. Weights can come down to the mat. You can leave them there. Our arms can dangle out in front of us here. And you can rest here in your warrior 3. Or if you want to add a little spice with or without weights, bring your weights down towards the mat so they're hovering, and then inhale, bend your elbows, lift your weights up towards your chest. As you exhale, lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Let's do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have weights, put them down the mat on each side of your mat. Let's all take our hands down towards the mat. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits here. One or both hands comes to your ankle to play with balance. Good. Then take a breath in. As you exhale, bend your right knee in towards your nose here. Begin to bend into your left knee and extend your right leg out in front of you, coming into a pistol squat. If you don't want to do a pistol squat, I should have warned you. You're more than welcome to stay in your standing split, okay? But if you want to take that pistol, come with me. Bending that right knee in, bending that left knee, and extending and sweeping that right leg out. Hands down by your sides, or hands can come up off the mat for balance. Working here, slowing down your breath for 3, 2, 1. If you're in pistol squat, plant your hands down and reach your right leg all the way up towards the sky. We'll all take another big breath in as you exhale. Bring your right foot down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, hands go high, hips go low, Utkatasana chair pose. Good. Maybe pause here, maybe we can take baby pulses here in your chair. Your choice, using this as an active recovery pose by holding, or maybe use it as a place to work by pulsing. But we're in our chair for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on that, step or hop back, your choice, optional vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Now, when I'm counting down, we're doing reps. You don't have to do rep 8, rep 7, rep 6. I'm more counting down for time. Forgot to mention that. I'm counting down for time. So do as many reps as you can in that interval, okay? And then inhale, let's reach our left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee in towards right elbow. Inhale up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Put your right hand down the mat at midline. Peel over on towards your right foot. And reach your left hand and left arm up to the sky. Side plank here. Pressing your hips up. And again, maybe your feet stack. Maybe this right knee comes down for support. Maybe your feet splay out of the mat. You can stay here in stillness, or maybe you begin to take those hip lifts, those hip drifts, whatever you want to call them. Working our obliques, abs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. Take a breath in as we exhale. Let's windmill our left hand down to the earth. Lift our left leg up. 3-legged plank here. And again, you can stay here. You can bring that left foot down to the mat. And we're going to take a chaturanga with either the left leg lifted or the left leg down the mat. So inhale, and as you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, up high plank, or upward facing dog. Exhale, push it back. Mukha, down facing dog. And then inhale, reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Taking a breath in as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then take a breath in as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Plant your left foot down on the mat. Low runner's lunge. Grab your weights if you want to add weights. And if you use weights on the other side, you got to do it here. And then let's rise up. Weights hanging down by our sides if you have them. Again, just hold here, setting up the foundation of the pose. And again, you can stay here in stillness. Or if you want to begin to pulse with that back knee going up and down here, let's do it. Lowering your right knee down so it hovers for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen out your right leg. And take a breath as you exhale, lengthen out your left leg. Inhale, bend into it. Exhale, lengthen. Bend, lengthen, bend, lengthen. Remembering to breathe here. Let's keep going for 8. You got this. 7. Again, doing as many reps as you can here in this interval of time. We have 4 left. 3, 2, 1. High lunge. Just pull our hands into our heart. Take a breath as you exhale. Open up. Pivot on that back foot. Goddess pose. Same options as last time. You can stay here in stillness, not doing anything. You can begin to pulse up and down, up and down, up and down if you want. Or you can take your arms out and begin to do those rhomboids, those butterfly motions here with your arm with your arms. And just breathe here, doing what you're doing for 8, 7, you got this, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pull those weights back into midline. Inhale, straight out your legs. As you exhale, pivot around to the top of your mat. High lunge there. Good. Settle. Slow down your heart rate. Stay here, hands at your heart, or maybe you reach your hands up towards the sky, with or without weights. Same option as last time, lat pull downs, or you can take shoulder presses. And let's go ahead and get started here. Following your own breath. For 8, you got this. 7, 6, you can do this. We're almost halfway through class. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have weights, let's pull them into our heart space. Hands come to our heart space regardless. And take a breath as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Lift your left foot up off the mat. Good. And then feel free to drop your weights down to the earth so they can rest. Feel free to rest your hands down the earth for supported warrior 3. Or, again, you can take kind of those deadlifts here, or those Russian lifts, I think. Totally blanking what they're called at this moment. When your weights are hovering up off the mat, or hands too. And you inhale, lift them up towards your chest, and as you exhale, lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. For 4, you got this. 3, almost done. 2, 1. Lower your hands down to the mat, lower your weights out to the sides of your mat, and lift your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits, one or both hands. Come into your angle to play with balance here. And again, option to stay here if you want to come into that pistol squat. Let's pull our left knee towards our nose, begin to bend our right knee, and kick that left leg out in front of us here. Good. And just breathe. I know I've said that in last class, but this is an intense class. We're doing a lot of complex movements. We're getting our heart rate way up there. Okay, our breath is coming hot and heavy right now. So let's take a moment to slow down. Wherever you are, slow down your breath. If you're pistol squat, take a breath in as you exhale. Reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits. And inhale, and as we exhale, we'll all take our left leg down to the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, fold forward. Take your hands to your lower back. Interlace them, yoga mudra. Let that fist fall forward. Wring out your shoulders here. Give them a stretch. They've earned it. They deserve it. You've earned this. You deserve it. Resting here. Making your way to a ragdoll whenever you want. Then go take a breath in, and as you exhale, plant your hands down the mat. Release your grip. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, plant your hands down the mat. Step or float back. Optional Vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then inhale, reach your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Stack your hips, bend your right knee. Stay here or flip your dog if you want. Or stay here with me and rest, your choice. Pulling your right knee up towards the sky, pressing your right shoulder down towards the mat. If you flipped, you're flipped for 5 more breaths, 5 more seconds. Pressing your heels down to the mat to lift your hips up towards the sky. And you're there for 3, 2, 1. Come back around. While inhale, reach our right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose, plant your right foot down the mat. Pivot your left foot between 45 degrees and 90. You don't have weights, head straight to your warrior two. If you have weights, grab your weights, bring them to the inside of your right foot, pull yourself up, and then opening your chest out and over to the side. Good. Warrior two stance here. Gaze out over towards your right shoulder, keeping your hands at your hearts if you have weights, or stretching your weights out. Yeah. And we're just resting here in our warrior two for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have weights, bring them back to your heart space. We'll all take a breath in as you exhale. Let's all windmill our hands down to the inside of our right foot here. Moving the weights out to the side if you have them. Come up onto your back tippy toes. Wiggle walk your right foot out towards the long edge of your mat. So you're in the lizard pose. And let's take a breath in. As you exhale, step your left foot up to meet your right foot. Malasana. So not to meet it. I keep on doing that this week. Our left foot is out to the long edge of our mat. And we come into Malasana. Heels pointing inwards. Good. Now I have 3 options here. You can sit on a block or a bolster if your legs need a rest. You can hang out here in Malasana. Because you have 4 options. You could take crow if you want an arm balance. But if you want to add a little bit more tapas, a little bit more fire into your class, take your hands to your heart, take a breath in as you exhale. Straighten up your legs. Come to the sky. Lower down. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lower. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lower. Taking these Malasana squats for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down towards the mat. And let's all plant our hands out down to the inside of our feet here. And let's step our left foot back. So we're back in lizard. Wiggle walk your right foot into midline. Pivot your back up between 45 degrees and 90. Plant your right hand down. Reach your left hand up. No weights. Extended side angle here. Pressing your left hip down towards the mat. Staying nice and low. Option for your right elbow to rest on your right thigh if you wish. And let's take a breath in as you exhale, straighten out your right leg, Trikonasana. Right hand resting on the mat still. Maybe take your right hand onto your right foot or your right shin. Maybe it rests on the mat. Already said that. Maybe a block here. And slow down that heart rate. Gazing up towards your left thumb or down towards the mat here. Your choice. And then go ahead, shift your way down to the mat. Put a bend in your right knee. Wiggle walk your right hand out in front of your right foot and lift your left leg up off the mat here. Coming into our half moon pose. Keeping our hips squared, adjusting our mat as we need to, like I just did. And you can stay here. Right hand down the mat, right foot down the mat. Your right hand can hover. Left hand can keep on reaching up towards the sky, or you can reach your right hand out towards the front of your mat. Good. If you've done my class before, you normally know this cue comes right before half moon crunches. And so that's an option here. You're like, what's a half moon crunch? Feel free to come along with me because we're going to take a breath in as you exhale. Pull your left knee and left elbow together and then inhale out. Exhale, pull them in towards midline and inhale, take it out. Exhale in, you got this, inhale out. Bring it in, take it out. Bring it in, take it out. Bring it in, take it out. We got 5 left, 4 left, 3 left, 2 left, 1 left. Let's all take our half moon pose for 1 more breath. Inhaling in, exhale, windmill both hands down to the mat. Forward fold. Take an inhale halfway, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, halfway, lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step or float back. Optional Vanasa. Meet me in your downward facing dog. Good. And then inhale, reach that left leg all the way up towards the sky. Stack your hips here, bend your left knee. Stay here or flip your dog. If you're staying with me, press your right foot down to the mat. Lift your left knee a little higher and press your left armpit, your left shoulder down towards the mat. If you flipped, you're there for 3, pressing your heels down. 2, 1. Come back around. While inhale, lift your left leg as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Plant your left foot down the mat. Pivot that left foot between 45 degrees and 90. If you don't have weights, go ahead, come up. If you have weights or you use weights on the other side, rise up to your warrior two with your weights in your hands, slow and controlled. Weights start out at your heart space. Good. And yeah, I'm facing the back of my mat so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. And I don't have my back turned to you. I don't like when I do that. If you have weights, let's bring them out. Whew. A little bit of a pause there. And we're holding our warrior two for 6. You got this. 5. Sink down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your weights back into midline if you have them. Let's all take a breath in. And as we exhale, let's hinge forward. Bring our hands down to the inside of our left foot. Roll your weights out of the way if you have weights. Both hands down the inside of the left foot. Let's come up onto our right tippy toes. We'll walk our left foot out and over towards the long edge of our mat. Lizard pose. Let's take a breath in. As you exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat. Malasana. Low yogi squat. Same 4 options as last time. You can stay here, pausing, resting, taking it to a meditative spot. You can stay here and sit on a bolster or a block. You can stay here and take a crow. Or if you want to come with me again, let's take a breath in. And as you exhale, straighten your legs, bring your hands up towards the sky. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, straighten and lengthen. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale, lower. Up. Lower. Rise. Sink. For 5. Lower. Rise. Lower. 4. Inhale up. Down. 3. Up. Down. 2. Up. Down. 1. Up. Down. Up. Down. Good. Malasana. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1. Take your hands down the mat. Step your right foot back behind you. Wiggle walk your left foot back in towards midline. Come onto your right heel. Lift your right hand up. Extended side angle here. Again, right hip presses down towards that mat here. You should reach your right hand up towards the sky, hugging your belly button up and in. Left elbow can rest on your left thigh if that's better for you. Good. And then go ahead and take a breath in, and as you exhale, straighten out your left leg here. Place your left hand down on the inside of your left foot, on your left foot, or maybe up on your left shin. Your choice. Taking a moment of ease here in class. Taking a moment to reconnect to our intention, reconnect to our breath. And then go ahead, gaze down towards your left foot. Rebend into your left knee. Walk your left foot out in front of you. Reach your right leg up towards the sky. Half moon pose. Good. And you can stay here again. Maybe your left fingertips hover up off the mat. Or maybe you reach your right hand out towards the front of your mat here. And take a breath. And as you exhale, you pull your right knee in towards your right elbow. Half moon crunches and inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Bring it in. Take it out. Bring it in. Take it out. Bring it in. Take it out. Let's do this for 5. You got this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it in. Take it out. Take a breath in, and we'll all exhale when we'll our hands and our feet down towards the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Plant your hands down the ground. Come up onto your tippy toes. Wiggle walk your feet in so that your big toes are touching. Glue your thighs together. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly lower your knees all the way down to the mat here. So your knees come to a hover. Toes in. Hands can rest on the mat or they can lift up off the earth here. Your choice. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, let's take our hands out in front of us and sink our bottom down onto the mat. Good. Here we are on that mat. Last little bit of class. Class is going to go over 30 minutes, but not for too long, okay? And so if you have weights, take your weights so they're close by. One on each side of your mat. We're going to take our hands out in front of us. Take a breath in as you exhale. Slowly lower all the way down onto the mat here. Vertebrae apart, vertebrae come down. Keep both feet down on the mat. Because I'm thinking about it, if you heard like that hairball noise, my roommate adopted a cat, and it sounded like it just coughed up a hairball in the middle of like that left side series. So if you heard that and were wondering what it was, that's what it was. And if you didn't hear it, you are lucky. Anyways, back to what we're doing right here and right now. Let's take our weights, if you have them, and we're going to take bridges. So you have an option here in your bridge to, as you inhale, push your hips up towards the sky. You lift your arms and your weights up towards the sky, extending out your arms, and as you exhale, you lower your hips down towards the mat, elbows come back down to the rest here. So when you start out, your triceps and your elbows are resting on the mat. And as you inhale, you extend your arms up towards the sky, you extend your hips up towards the sky, and as you exhale, you lower your arms and triceps back down to the mat. If you have weights and you want to do that, cool. If you have weights and you don't want to do that, amazing. And if you don't have weights and you just want to pulse here and your bridges, let's go. Because that's what we're going to do here, pulsing bridges. So let's all take a breath in, exhale it out, and then inhale, lift up, bridge pose, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And let's do this, lifting and lowering for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's hold here in our bridge, weights above our head, or without our weights above our head for 10, 9, you got this, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down towards the mat. If you have a weight, put one weight down, keep the other weight in your hands, and take your hands around like the base of the weight. So the base of the weight, in my mind, is like the circle on the end, and then the bar in the middle is the neck. So you want to take your hands around the neck, so that way your palms are faced up towards the sky, and you're supporting the head of the weight here. So it's kind of like you're holding a goblet or a glass of wine. And let's take our hands up towards the sky here. Everyone's going to do that. Because what we're going to do here is toe taps. And so we're going to inhale up, touch your toes, and exhale, lower back down. And if you have the weight, you want to touch your weight to the toes. And if you don't have a weight, then you just touch your hands to the toes. Okay? And let's go ahead and take a breath. And as you exhale, begin to pulse up here. Lifting your shoulders up off the mat for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, pressing your hands up towards your feet or your weight up towards your feet for 5, 4. Lifting your shoulders away. 3, 2, 1. Begin to pulse again. Hands to toes. You got this for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here for 10. Increasing 9, 8. Reaching for your feet. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything down to the mat slowly and with control. Coming to lay in Supta Baddha Konasana, recline bound angle pose, however you wish. Soles of your feet touching, knees falling out and over towards the side. Bring one hand to rest on your heart, the other hand here to rest on your belly. And just breathe. Slowing down that heart rate. Slowing down your breath. Maybe you leave your hands here. Or maybe you take your right arm across your chest. You scoop your left arm underneath it so your right arm comes to rest in your left elbow. Or your left elbow pit, whatever you like to call it. And then gently pull on your right arm here. And just doing a supine shoulder stretch here. It's kind of like when you sit on your butt or you're standing. And you take your right arm across your chest and you pull your left arm. Or you take it into your left arm and kind of add a slight tug. That's what we're doing here, just on our backs. Take a breath in as you exhale, switch sides. Left arm goes across your chest. Bend your right elbow. Take your right arm or your left arm into your right elbow pit. And gently pull. And go ahead and take a breath in as you exhale, slowly release. Coming back to one hand on your heart, the other hand on your belly here. Taking a moment to offer yourself gratitude for taking this time out of your day for yourself and to move. For challenging yourself. Go ahead and stay here in your Supta Baddha for as long as you want or need to. And then in time, either stay in Supta Baddha for your final Shavasana, or maybe you make your way to your final Shavasana. Extending your arms out long, extending your legs out long. And as always, this is where I leave you. So take time here in your final Shavasana for yourself. Stay here for as long as you want or need to, or as long as your day allows. Making sure you take time at the end for yourself to slowly return movement and thought back into your body. But as you lay here in your final Shavasana, go ahead, let your breath become natural and easy. Let your thoughts drift away as you mount here into a puddle onto your mat. Because you have earned this. You deserve this. Take time once class is over and once you've come out of your final Shavasana to take any wiggles and rolls in your shoulders or any stretches that your body needs. We worked really hard today in those 30 minutes. It was a great class. Good job, you. Maybe you continue to play with handstands or inversions. Maybe you continue to move and flow. But just do hear what your body needs you to do. As always, it was an honor to teach. I hope you enjoyed class today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. The inner light sees and honors the same light that's in all of you, because it's also in me. Namaste.